So like, I mean, the IC is a very sensitive point. So it's where you take in, the whole setting slide comes in there. So if she's feeling accomplished, she accomplished something, she's going to feel respected, dignity in her IC and move out, well, I'll challenge this, I'll be responsible and take on the next thing. But if somebody says Mercury, she's not that good, or is putting her down, or not communicating, being mediocre, or not giving her feedback, it's going to go back and depress her. And that depression is seriously going to affect that motivation and limit or determine what she's going to do. How long do I put up with it? It's hard to do things if you're not appreciated, if you're not liked. But I want to do things. But if somebody doesn't want to give you the work you need, so she could be the translator, working for a company, but maybe they got her part-time and working somewhat and not giving her as much work as she needs, and she wants to do more, but there isn't as much coming in. That would depress her, the Saturn and the setting half. So in all her judgmental, reactive nature, it sums up around the Saturn. Did I accomplish something? Did I get respect? Am I holding together? What's responsible? What's not? It all comes down around the issue of what's responsible, what's authority, where's dad, what's commitment. So when she's she's really motivated to do things and take care of business and not have to be an effort on her family, on her mom or her dad. It's not going to cost the money. She's going to take care of herself. But when you're trying to get close to her, she's still going to keep doing that. And it becomes important if you're in a relationship where you try and work together, share the business together, do things together. Sure, if you didn't want to, boy, that would be a challenge. And as soon as you got negative thoughts or worries coming in, she would worry, like no one else, and her worries would come up. What would she want to do about her worries? She's going to instinctively want to do something to fix the worries, to fix the inhibition. So you think at home, she was motivated by her dad, but there was a seriousness around the dad affecting her motivation, and she wasn't encouraged to be as strong as she's capable of being, what girls are. So you see the puzzle here. Certain concern, a certain caution, and it gets your curiosity. That's, well, how would someone live with that? How would that show? So the IC, one second, I'm just going to change this chart to the this over, and just look at the IC aspects. So first of all, the IC conjuncts the Saturn, primary aspect, the Saturn sitting right on my motivation. Why bother? Or do I have to do this? So one part, on positive, they should be motivated to do it. More likely than not, the Saturn squaring the Mercury, I don't feel motivated to do this. Why should I go study? Why should I do more? Or attracting someone who's not doing enough. Or just that Mercury gets the weight of this thing, and so does the IC. So her motivated to study is not correct. Her motivated to translate. That's how she learned the extra language. She's not really motivated to study as such. And when she's at home, it's going to be difficult to communicate to the partner because she's going to be thinking about the serious things and how they can affect her, thinking about the worries or what has to be taken care of. When is she going to relax? Okay, she would in some ways, but it's not her normal tendency. It's what it's got to be done. So understanding its motivation, and then the Mars that rules up in the 10th, I got to prove it. I got to hold it together. No one can blame say I didn't do my work or I didn't do that. She's going to do that. So, okay. When we look at the ascendant, so she's wanting to prove that she's got a fiery ascendant. She's got an enthusiastic ascendant that wants to relate to multicultural. She's a multicultural identity. She's got a couple of languages. She's looking in a multifaceted way with this mutable. It's the Sagittarius is perceptive, manipulative. It can see what everything's going on, and it can adapt to whatever is going on. She's going to identify to many different things going on around her. She's motivated to do things, but she's going to see how many different people there are out there, how many different things they can. That identity of trying to identify to everything and to understand things. It's these things you can see the translator again, even with the Sagittarius ruled by Jupiter in the 8th house of doing something meaningful. Let's do business. Let's make something together. So she wants to prove things. She's pushing independently to make sure I can hold my end together. I'll do my stuff. I'll do my stuff. And she's going to project out the enthusiasm. It's natural for her to project out the enthusiasm, but her projective skills are somewhat minimal. She's much more strategic in projecting her feelings and her cautions. But here this is of wanting to be pleasant and be outwardly. It's a puzzle. So when we get to the ascendant, okay, when we look at the ascendant sextile to Venus, sextile to Mars, that's nice, but it squares the Pluto and the Uranus. So the ascendants, all the sides, the teamwork, identifying to the group, the team, we're going to do this, we should do this, I'll do this for you. My IC, I'm going to do this to be part of this group, to be part of this team, I'll do this. The difficulty comes is that ascendant runs into rights and wrongs. It's squared by Uranus and Pluto. So it implies confrontations. I'm doing this, identify this, then there's a confrontation. There's a fight over principles, over values, or over what's expected, and there's a tendency to disrupt and break up. So it's very insecure around relationship, around the stableness of her, around relationships and her part in it. And if someone confronts her or challenges her, she's going to want to do everything, but it does imply unstable power struggles on the identity. Well, if you imagine a Chinese girl over here trying to get education, building up the language, getting enough skills to get jobs that pay her well enough for what she's worth, you can see the struggles running into this. And she's going to have a strong sense of right and wrong. So if she's going to be part of a group or part of a team and everyone else is getting paid more, or she has a marginal role, that's not going to be so acceptable to her. She's still going to identify to everybody. And in that identification of identifying them, she's going to project her enthusiasm, and it's going to be ruled by Jupiter. It's going to exaggerate the meaning. She's going to read into, we could do this, we could do that. Let's go, let's do it. She tends to do that a little more to the exaggerating side rather than the offensive side. So her personality is exaggerated. I want to do this, I want to do that. Her IC is, I got so much to do, I got to do this. I want to do things too, but how much can I deal with? So the enthusiasm is encouraging more to be dealt with. The IC is limiting how much one can do. Enthusiastic personality, cautious mind. Interesting puzzle. But to me, being in two countries, having two languages, being multicultural is a big part of that identity. And on a personal level, it works very well, but there's always going to be some battle there with the Pluto. And do I go home or don't I go home? Maybe he said, do I want to be here? Do I want to be there? Oh. Okay. So it's not defined, we're just sensing this. So when she's motivated, she's going to project. And by the time she puts it out, she's going to be enthusiastic and optimistic and jovial about putting it out. But as soon as she gets feedback, not everybody's going to be that jovial. She's going to be serious about it. She's going to get, and it's going to limit what she projects out. So it's projecting out her ascendant, but it's also this, her nature is much more cautious. So at a party, she's identified everything, but she's tending to be a bit more cautious. But after a couple of drinks, she might project a lot more. Might loosen up that ascendant. But she's projecting out. She's seeing all the things that could be done, all the places that could go. That's rising up to the decent, to the midheaven from her motivation. Wow, this is like, if I do this, this could fit in here. This could go in here. I could do this. I could go here. I can see all the ways where my skills could be used, where I could be useful. So she sees it enthusiastically, somewhat exaggerating. She's sure she can do it all. But as she goes out, she runs into the unreliable friends of Neptune in the 11th. She has Mars where she's trying to do things and push to make career, doing things that has to be for career. And from career, she wants to get paid, but she's continually struggling to see, I could get better, I could get better, I could get paid for this, or this could come up in her plans would go to that. But the reality of getting paid what she's deserving It's a funny puzzle in this. Not that she couldn't, it just takes a certain pressure of the two sides. It's easy for her to build up expectations that are, especially of others, that are not exactly real. That are too, she rises up, she projects Neptune, Mars. I want to do everything, and I'm doing this for you, I'm doing this for you, with the expectation of everything that's going to come back, and it may not be spelled out in advance. Okay. So you can go over the angles several times on and off, go back and forth over them, but it's important to see this process being motivated. I'm seriously motivated to do this. I can accomplish, I'll take on the commitment to do this. And once I've made a commitment, I'm enthusiastic, I want to protect, I'm doing this, I'm doing my part. And then at the top end, the midheaven, the Libra's at the midheaven. It's ruled by Venus. It's ruled by sharing. I want to work, let's marry and work together. Let's put the energies together and see what it makes it, how it could work together. So she's going to be very enthusiastic about working together and getting appreciation together and having this turnaround together. So she, again, this is like wanting to belong and trying to be together. More than seeing the individual parts strong enough that some people want to be independent, don't want to work that way or don't want to do that. And that's a struggle to get appreciation and paid well. And to really share her ideas. Okay, now this is a puzzle. It's hard to get just in business someone like, unless you get a job you like and people like what you're doing and getting appreciation, then you'd stay there, you wouldn't want to leave it. But if you look at this on another level, she's motivated to prove things, but her nature being very emotional and sensitive, but her feelings are reflected and thought out and she has to know everything. But the imagination is thinking clearly, and even her Venus is in the higher understanding and is analyzed by Virgo, ruled by Mercury. So imagine what astrology, learning astrology could do, or writing a book about astrology. Oh my goodness. Or having a blog or a website. She'd get people responding to her ideas. She's working to keep it going. She's putting her knowledge and her ideas out. She's enthusiastic about it. And other people could come in and try and share the ideas. She's being appreciated for her works. But a mental work that's beautiful or well done would really feed that appreciation. And that mental work should be something that has what's right and wrong, the right ways and wrong ways around marriage, around relationships, around couples, or just ways of using astrology, expressing herself deeply and explaining the system. Boy, she would write, if she had a book, it would be no trouble. People see your book, I want to get my chart done, I want to get things done. It would work really well for her.